So what is this Policy the Angles show? Where's some of the inspiration come from? What are we planning to do? And how does it fit into the larger community-driven group? And let me switch back over to full screen so I can get comfy with you all as we talk about what we're trying to do here. How many of you are active and feel well informed that you're able to take part in the policy making process? Technically, yes, we are a republic. We elect officials who we put up there to make these decisions. But these are only one people plus, I guess, their staff. And often the people who have their ear or are most around and able to try to convince them or work with them happens to be lobby groups. It happens to be groups that have the funds to bring on full-time people to continually have those conversations, to bring in experts and bring people into the process. Now, there's a number of nonprofits that also work to do this, and individual citizens. But overall, there isn't really a platform or way for everyday people to kind of have a live discussion and take a look at what's going on. A lot of the process is complicated, and it took me even years to fully understand it and take part in different parts of the process. So here with our Policy the Angles show, we want to break down those barriers, and we want to lift up policies that can have an impact in your lives, in lives across the state, and push through the kind of hold that lobby groups can have to really have this nuanced discussion and get more people involved. And so that is the inspiration for this show. I chose the angles. I was looking for something that showcased that we're bringing in different perspectives, and that we're not just looking at one issue or topic. And angles, as they are in regards to shapes, and also just is a degree of interest or a degree in a direction, from like the mathematical side, let alone the perspective side. And I thought that would be a fun thing to play with, and is this entry point for people to get involved. I played around with a few ideas, but I liked this one, and we can play with geometry a little bit. I'm not actually that great at math. I can rock a spreadsheet decently well, but I think my lowest grade in high school was geometry, funny enough. So maybe we'll do some learning, maybe we'll do some math along the way, but that is kind of the background here in what this show is trying to make happen. Now, longer term vision, I think this could be a really good outlet for bringing in politicians' voice, for bringing in community leaders and experts. And in the future, some of our segments can be done collaboratively and actually be a back and forth discussion, not only in the chat where you can, as an everyday person, add your opinion and share links, but even deeper dive into some of these topics. And then lifting up some of these ideas in ways everyday people can get involved. So we're breaking barriers, and we're bringing community together. So over time, I plan to send out emails, allow politicians to know that they can send in videos describing policies they are working on. In some circumstances, having that live discussion of where is a policy heading and what can people do to support it. And share clips and expert testimony and data that you might not get if you're just perusing the website or have had a short conversation with someone about a bill. We know this, and I don't have a graphic ready, but public sentiment and the things that get passed at government level, these things are not necessarily correlated, and there's actually a pretty huge percentage gap in the things that get done between those two things. And so we really do need to innovate and come up with tools that change that. And while you can say some of that is the campaigning process, getting the right politician who is grounded, who listens to people over profit or corporations, and isn't just trying to win political points and market themselves as a certain thing, but actually stand on certain values, principles, and votes. And that's kind of this first part of the year. Because elections, while some primaries and elections are heating up, we're in the right now in the part where we get to see where votes and politicians stand so that we can be more informed on the campaign side later. Here in Colorado, our legislative session goes to, I think it's May 8th. And so we have this platform to build up that will allow us to better understand where politicians truly lie at that Colorado legislature level. And excited to see where this goes. And it ties into the overall community-driven group focus. So I guess I'll just give a background on community-driven group. If you're watching this, hello, you've made it to our page. Welcomes. This even longer than I've been on YouTube and the other social media platforms. I have been working as an activist since 2016, when I thought Trump could be elected president. I had to come to grips with the fact that I wasn't very politically involved. And since then have been slowly learning about how our system works. And then in 2019, 2020, more of the formation of seeing that there's so many different nonprofits and organizations pushing to have positive impact. And of course, there's ones that are more after the financial impact and profit and negative things. But there were so many groups on the positive side, but so many of them were also siloed. And wanting to create an organization whose bigger purpose was actually to be a connector of these organizations. So an org that helps connect orgs and leaders. This started with a website and a blog, and exploring what the needs were, and coming up with the idea for an organization and social enterprise that can help bring together positive leaders across groups, and lift up the brightest ideas for change. And then COVID happened, and some of my ideas went into the trash. There's not actually a trash can over there, but metaphorical trash. And had to kind of go to rethink things, updated my website some more, figured it out, but really didn't really get too much going. There was a lot I wanted to do, but at the same time, there was a lot I was still learning. For example, wasn't confident in front of a camera. Didn't even have a good, decent camera or setup to go live, even if I was confident. Still making connections into our local system here in Colorado and what some of the needs were. And while I was working on that and exploring, I of course had other jobs, other things I was doing. And only in the past 6-7 months have I returned to community-driven group, and updated yet again, and saw it as like the vehicle it could be to push meaningful change. And like, personally, I don't want to be fighting these fights forever. I want to live in a more abundant, just, equitable world. And I want a safe future for kids and people just living today. We're already seeing an increase in climate disasters, world conflicts, and economic and financial stress. But I think we're at a point with technology, with the internet, with leaps and bounds in agriculture and green energy, that it's not that the solutions don't exist. Many of them do. It's just about the changing the structure so that it puts the needs of people above the needs of profits and corporations. And a huge bottleneck is the media. Mainstream media and social media platforms incentivize high drama, high divisive topics rather than solutions. And it's because these media and tech companies profit off drama and bad things happening. And I think we're at a point where we can collectively say, and there's enough voices out there, that we want a different system. And so my big push is to create a model for that change. And while my show is focused here on Colorado, this is a template I'm making that people, regardless of where you are in the world, can copy and use for your local community. Maybe it's a county thing. Maybe it's your school district. Maybe you live in a large city and you're tired of seeing certain issues like homelessness or climate disasters or war affect your family and your loved ones and I, as just one person, only have so much perspective and knowledge, but together we can do so much more. And so my big dream is that though I have this focus on Colorado with a lot of what I do, the fact is I'm putting so much of my stuff out there for free and make it accessible that, and sharing how I'm doing things, that you can do something similar where you are. And I'm already kind of in that community-driven group background. So just to give more information, community-driven group is a social enterprise, which really just means it's an LLC or business with a purpose. I considered for a while going down the nonprofit route, but there were some barriers to what I was trying to do by going that route, let alone some of the issues with the nonprofit industrial complex. But nonprofits have a very, it's a pretty strict line on what they're allowed to do politically with their voice, and what they're able to do when it comes to lobbying for different legislation, that I wanted to build something else. I also wanted to create a model where people who helped support early in the process with time or by investing in us could later down the line have that be reciprocated back through dividends and by being a shared owner and supporter of a community-driven. It also allows us to build products and sell things to make profits so that we can reinvest back into what we're doing. And there's definitely different ways profit can manifest. There's definitely the financial ways and what that allows you to invest back into and produce. For example, we could do bigger events and bring in guests and have further reach if we have that engine running. But also in terms of people and the planet, we can use our voice to have positive impact that way. And so some of the products we are looking at building this year are educational courses that are in the $5 to $20 price range, something that's accessible, that people of different ages and geographies can get or be donated those courses to for rather cheap, but can have a huge impact. So working on a course around intro to activism and mental health in the modern day. We have more ideas and we have built out outlines of what we're building there. And additionally, we're working on a card game so we can get creative and fun. The interesting part of where we're at is typically for education or positive impact, like people can be drawn to these issues for personal reasons, for family reasons, for things they see happening in their environment. A lot of people, though, are overwhelmed by all the things you need to know to get involved. And so with courses and games, we can use entertainment and these other methods and fun to bring people and share with them and get them involved in how things work. So I can share briefly a little bit more through our website. So if I click this, you go back. Let's mix it up with the music. This is copyright-free music, which is what you gotta use if you're on the stream, YouTubes. And this, I know most. Some jazz. Okay. All right, so let's give a quick walkthrough of our website. We'll go back to the homepage, which has a big picture of me on it. Impact community and creativity in service to the world. Links to our socials. A video that gives more background on our business model and the money we are raising. You can learn more about us, see community index, see our business model. We'll just start with our about page. So Community Driven Group is a social impact organization with the goal of bringing people together around the brightest leaders, communities, ideas, and solutions for positive impact, growth, and experiences. People want to create a better future through learning, imagination, and passion. Come join and get involved with community-driven movement. We're bringing together experts, skill builders, and local leaders, and we can help lead towards the future we believe is possible. With a link to our business model. Learning about environmental studies and the state of our planet led me to desire growth and perspective as a way to come up and figure out my unique spot in all this. That growth led to learning about many things from education, frameworks, storytelling, entrepreneurship, and so much more. Eventually, politics rose up to me as one of the biggest levers for change and this positive change that exists. Many of the ideas, projects, communities, and work that we do does thus tie into politics, policy, and the organizing of people to create and be inspired by the best positive paths forward. 2024 vision. This is a picture of Colorado, beautiful mountains. By me. 2024 vision. We're tripling down on think global and act local by focusing on the Colorado area, while at the same time creating trainings, community, and tools for positive change makers regardless of location. And we're in a video game now with this music. How about this song? I like this one. Let's play this one on loop. That's a little bit more chilly. In the first third of 2024, we'll be growing our channel with media around the general session. You're here. Policy, education, leadership. Alongside our media content, we'll be playing streams, events, courses, and tools to help people explore and understand and engage positive change. Our mission: organize a mass movement of people and organizations towards a renaissance of unity, innovative smart change, and heart-centeredness / empathy. I've been using empathy more lately because some people are unclear what heart-centeredness means, which I guess makes sense. It's not an often used term. I think it just means like grounding into love and empathy. But I need to update this because I've been using empathy more lately. That embodies and creates justice, abundance, wellness, and unlocked potential for the world and 7 generations plus. This shows back in the day where our values and impact was going. With an emphasis on media creation, an online classroom, rallying people together, and being open about what we're doing. And is the seed that has led us to where we are now. If you're interested in learning about our business model, I have the link there. Also on our website, we have this cool section that we've been slowly building out that shows local groups that are doing their own positive change. So it was an awesome place to start if you are wanting to get involved and have a certain area of interest, like climate or reproductive rights. And there is a way for people to submit communities to this page. And then we have our blog, news, which has our 2024 plan at Denver. There's many blog posts, but y'all understand how that works. But this most recent one is talking about more of what we plan to do this year. And to help us in this effort, we are, yes, raising money and creating more content and reaching out to people to work with. Included in that is you can be included in that long-term vision by investing with small dollar donations and by giving to us, like typical investment process. But we also want to give ways where if you want to dedicate time, you can also have a share of future dividends and in that success through a work and help own proposal, which I have more details on this Google document. But that is the community-driven background. I'll share this page more later, but goes more into detail into our background, into the opportunities, and what we're raising money for, which is events and more product creation and media. And that is a community-driven background. If this seems like something that you'd be interested in learning more about, we have more videos, we have more information on our website, and happy to hear what you're passionate about and what draws you to what we're doing.